CutList Plus is used by thousands of woodworkers to quickly generate cutting diagrams and estimate cost. Today we'll talk about the layout screen in CutList Plus, which is where you'll find your cutting diagrams. Here are some of the topics we'll be covering in this tutorial. Choosing different layout styles, customizing the display, changing optimization settings, and fine-tuning diagrams by dragging parts. We'll start by taking a quick tour of the layout screen. There's a lot going on here, so I'll take you through all the areas one at a time. In the upper left of the screen, you'll see a list of all the materials that we have diagrams for, along with the thickness of each material. Go ahead and click on 4/4 under maple, and we'll see the diagrams for those boards appear down below. Now, let's turn our attention to the right side of the screen. Here you'll find thumbnail diagrams for the selected material. Go ahead and click on one of the thumbnails to make it appear in the main window. In our sample project here, you'll notice a lot of identical diagrams. We can consolidate these in the display to make it less cluttered. Just click the Hide Dupes button at the bottom of the screen. And now we can see all the same diagrams, but without the repetition. I'm going to go ahead and select the diagrams for 3/4 inch MDF so we can go over the main display in more detail. You'll notice that around the outside edges the dimensions are listed to help you set your saw fence, but it's easy to turn that off if you'd rather not see it. The information you see displayed can be changed in many ways. For instance, you can show the part descriptions and subassembly names by simply clicking the corresponding buttons down at the bottom of the screen. You can also hide the display of banding information if you'd like. Part 3 has maple veneer banding on one edge. To hide the banding, click the banding button down at the bottom of the screen. You can also choose a variety of layout styles. For instance, if we want to make a series of crosscuts first, click the Style menu and select Prefer Crosscuts. The diagram will instantly rearrange to accommodate your preference. And here's what it looks like if you choose Prefer Rip Cuts from the Style menu. By changing the optimization settings, we can generate completely different diagrams. For example, instead of leaving a large offcut on one sheet, you might prefer to spread the parts out and have them aligned for easier cutting. Go ahead and click the Settings button down at the bottom. At the Settings screen, you'll see a lot of ways to customize the optimization process. You can specify whether you want to optimize cost or waste, and you can require the use of offcuts or inventory first. Let's go ahead and change the packing strategy by choosing Align Parts Without Concern for Offcut Sizes. The P, S, and O columns refer to primary, secondary, and other materials respectively. You can find out more about this distinction in the parts video. In our example project, we aren't using primary or secondary materials, so we only need to click the other column. Now go ahead and close this dialog, and you'll see a completely new set of diagrams. They still require 3 sheets of plywood, but are now much easier to cut. Of course, the trade-off is that the offcuts are less usable. You'll be the one to determine what works best for you. CutList Plus does a really good job adjusting to your customizations on the fly, but you still might want to fine-tune some diagrams. Luckily, it's very easy. Simply click the part you want to move and drop it where you want it to go. As you drag, you'll notice the dashed lines showing where nearby saw curves are. The part will automatically snap to those locations. If you hold down the control key while dragging, the part will rotate. Here the part is red, indicating that it won't fit in its current location. You can even drag the part from one diagram to another. There are a lot of other ways to customize how your diagrams are displayed. To change these settings, click on the Preferences button up top and choose the Layout Display tab. We're not going to go through all of these options today, but now you know where to find them. You can consult the manual for more information, or just play around with them to see what they do. And that's it! You now know how to view and customize your cutting diagrams. Now you can feel free to play around with the program. And make sure to go ahead and check out our other video tutorials to learn what else CutList Plus has to offer.